And this pause, this like liminal space period, it's like a rest stop, but it's en route to something. I also feel like this rest stop, if you haven't already taken this or you're planning to, it's sort of showing up like you should before you like deviate from the normal course here. And it's sort of looking like you might be at a moment in this situation or just in life in general, but I kind of want to say this is related to love. It could be career, it could be both. Yeah, the Two of Wands. It just fell out of the deck. It's like if you are about to make a decision that is coming from a place of like just not feeling connected with yourself, these cards are sort of saying that like whatever disappointment maybe you faced or whatever you could currently be like on the precipice of that seems like it was pushed off track because of some sense of disappointment that could have had to do with a relationship, that is like you're being asked to just reevaluate or just pause and maybe take an actual pause, an actual vacation before you make some kind of big reroute or change, because it's not really giving the energy of like you're gonna regret some kind of huge change. But the way this is showing up is like with Temperance and the Four of Swords, there's some kind of recovery from this situation that seems like it hasn't fully been integrated. So I want to say there's been disappointment in a love situation. Also, I have disappointment here, and then I have love. So that seems confirmational of that. I was saying this eat, pray, love vibe because we have the Poet and the Yogini, which is like somebody like wanting to get their chi back, somebody wanting to come back to that inner state of balance and harmony, especially with Temperance and the Chariot. But it looks like the thing that you'd be fighting right now is what's going on around you and like the circumstances you've recently been through or kind of had to overcome here with the Five of Wands in reverse. So you're being encouraged to take a break, to pause, to not necessarily initiate a huge change of something yet. This may also have to do with traveling. So if you're planning like a move or if you're planning to like up and leave something, it looks like you're like right there on the precipice of getting what you're wanting. But then right behind that, Eight of Cups in reverse, it's giving like don't yet, just stay in the liminal space. I want to say this whole reading with like all the pink and the blue and this cutesy deck I'm using, it's giving like somebody needing to like reroute themselves to their inner Queen of Cups. Somebody needing to get back to a centered place in their intuition, in their emotion, in remembering who they are. This love card is also really cute. It says, I am very, very loved and I let myself feel how loved I am. I am an adorable little kitten that's dressed in an adorable little strawberry costume. It would be scientifically impossible not to love me. I feel like whatever this disappointment was that you sort of endured here, or whatever this like lull is that's been happening in your life, it maybe has kind of pushed you to want to change everything, to up and sort of like abandon everything you have going on. And it does seem like there is some kind of change that, one, is necessary, and two, is en route. It's on its way to you. But it seems like you're just being called to kind of chill for a sec, or to go somewhere and make it so that you can chill. Because I feel like you're just not feeling super in touch with like your emotional being here. I want to know about this disappointment situation, but the Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, whatever this is that is currently in this hanged man period, which it probably is this love situation. It could feel disappointing, like something's at a pause or something's stagnant, or it could be that you haven't spoken to this person in like a decent chunk of time. For some reason, the month March is coming to my mind. So there's sort of been this energy of feeling like there hasn't been like with Two of Wands in reverse, maybe like not a reinitiation of that situation. And there's also like this vibe of feeling like it's hard to get back in touch with yourself or with your emotion and like your love for life when it feels like that is attached to someone else who maybe you haven't spoken to in a while. There's also this vibe of feeling like because of this distance, it's like feeling like there's no other option or there's no way for the situation to improve. Like this Eight of Pentacles in this deck says improvement on it. Like Seven of Cups in reverse is with Temperance is like all of my cups are poured out, all of my options here. There's nothing really for me to choose to do in this situation other than to like abandon it or to up and leave. And then Temperance is giving like it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so I'm just gonna like have a drink and like try not to worry about this. That seems like the best route to go in whatever this is. It also seems like that's kind of what you're being guided to do. So it's definitely coming out like it's almost like adamant here to not completely reroute yourself for something. So if you are somebody who in the past, like you've wanted to change your entire life in like the, snap of the fingers because you don't like stagnation, there's something about like you have something en route to you that is coming in, but if you reroute everything right now, something's gonna feel like a jumbled mess. If that makes sense. So you also have 27 and 19 here. The poet, make your life a work of art and your art a work of life. See the poetry in the mundane and you will be rewarded beyond measure. The mundane, the pause, the liminal space. I know this is giving like, look at the bright side, hang in there, but it's very clear the way this is coming out. So something's en route to you that you kind of gave up on here. And it's not asking you to sit and wait for it. It's just asking you not to abandon yourself here and everything because of the absence of it. And so you're going to be getting back in touch with the version of you that you feel disconnected with. But the Hanged Man on top is giving like cocoon. Yeah, and then the world right underneath it. Literally a cocoon. You're in an incubation period right now for some stuff that you've been waiting. I do, however, want to know about this love situation. So I'm going to ask about that. Give me just a second. I'm also looking at this Traveler card here that talks about travel, education, communication systems, like bringing something to you or bringing you to something. This could be something where this person, you're at a distance from them, and because of that, or it could be like you were planning to move, or there's something about like wanting to shift the distance, but then there's also this pause or this time period where it's like questioning everything, questioning whether that is something that you should even take up anymore because maybe there hasn't been communication with this person. But it does seem like this is a collective who is at a distance from the person that they've dealt with or that they're involved with or that there's been some kind of disappointment with. You're about to be freed from something. You're about to be freed from this pause or this liminal space here. But it's like right when you're losing your faith, like right when you're losing hope. And then it's like, hey, then it comes to you. And it's kind of showing up like it maybe needs to be that way for some reason. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Wands. There's also something about feeling like you're not getting your like money's worth here in your current life. So there's definitely an energy of feeling unsatisfied for what you've got or unsupported. It also could be that you are trying to gain some kind of like financial independence here, or it could be that you're trying, that could be the thing here. It could be that you're not only dealing with like some kind of conflict or some kind of separation or disappointment in your love situation, but I feel like it all kind of ties in with like your financial situation, your physical circumstances, like where you're located, and your like overall dissatisfaction with your life in general. And so this is a huge moment of like, okay, I could literally up and reroute absolutely everything in my life right now, but it doesn't seem like right now it's supposed to be a huge, like a massive pivot point. It seems like I almost want to say you're kind of en route to something you've already been en route to, and the changes and the pivot is going to happen. You're not going to have to make it happen. And so right now you're at that point where you're like wanting to take it into your own hands.